December 18th, just before Christmas. It's really cold outside. Let me turn around there so the sun's not shining right in the camera. Gonna do a quick little video here talking about some of our pastured chickens. And then tonight, we'll have another part of this video making pumpkin soup. Yes, pumpkin soup in December. A lot of these culinary pumpkins will hang on for a long time if you don't let them freeze, or if you don't set them out in the elements for too long. But anyway, here's what we got on these chickens. We are probably 10, 12 days away from processing this batch. This batch of chickens will be for cut ups. It'll be most likely boneless, skinless breasts, leg and thigh quarters, and as well as packs of wings. And if we have some space and a way to package them well, we might do some backs for stock makers and things like that. But I'll do a quick little overview of our pastured poultry and what we do here. We have two different kinds of chicken tractors here. We have what's called the Soskovich style right here, this A-frame. And honestly, if I was raising a few chickens just for myself, this is what I would use. It's extremely light, works really well, blocks wind good on the long sides of the tractor. Then the other one is the Salatin style, which for our purposes I prefer. We can fit a lot more birds in it. However, it is much heavier. If you don't have two people to move it, or if you're not big enough to put your weight behind it, you're gonna have trouble moving this thing. We even modified it and put wheels on the back. Stole that idea from the Soskovich tractor. They're actually laying on the ground. I'll put them on when I move it, because that's how this one works. Looking in the pens right now, you would say, oh, there's no grass there. What are they eating? But these chickens are moved daily. And you can tell behind me here just the difference of how much they eat. You can see all this thick grass on the left. And you come over here and you can tell exactly where these chicken tractors have been. That sun is gonna wreak havoc with this video, I just know it. But yeah, I mean, look at the green grass in between the tractors where they actually didn't go over. They strip the ground daily of all this green forage, and we move them the next day. And by and large, it makes for very healthy chickens. And they are out of oyster shell. I have to bring them some more oyster shell after a while. We use oyster shell as a grit supplement, as well as calcium, just for digestive health and bone strength. But they look very healthy. These are really some good sized chickens. They really pack the weight on in the cold weather. I know it seems counterproductive, or counterintuitive, but they do. So anyway, I'm gonna do a quick little time lapse here of me moving these things. And then the second part of this video will be a cooking video for pumpkin soup. And I think y'all will all enjoy that. Hey everybody, it's Jimmy again. I did not make pumpkin soup last night. I got home, had to wrap Christmas presents, had a lot to do, but we are going to do that this morning. It's a cold, rainy Saturday, and pumpkin soup sounds great for lunch. I don't have an exact recipe. I've just kind of go, I have it in my head as we go. I will kind of tell what we're doing, and then I'll put a final recipe in the description box below here on YouTube. First of all, ingredients you're going to need: one small cooking pumpkin. If you have to use a bigger one, it's no big deal. You can cut these up. They'll last a couple weeks in the fridge usually. One medium onion. I am using chicken bouillon cubes. You can use the liquid, or you can go the extra mile and make your own stock from chicken. You need a little bit of garlic. And we'll have some more that we'll need here after a while when we're actually cooking down this onion. And you're gonna need about 24 ounces or 3 cups of water. Okay, I won't make y'all watch me cut all this up. I will do a quick little time lapse. Okay, everybody, we've got our finished product here. We've got our pumpkin pieces. You can go as efficient as you want. Sometimes I'll use a carrot peeler or potato peeler to get those peels off. But these cured pumpkins can be super tough, and if you've eaten as many pumpkins as I have this fall, you can just kind of roughly cut the skin off. That's all we're going to need. Okay, there are multiple ways we can soften this pumpkin. One, you can do it in the oven. I know some people do it in the microwave, but my favorite way, well, this junk is on my countertop. My favorite way to soften this pumpkin for making pumpkin soup is just to use the Instant Pot. Yep, because it keeps all our soup in one place at one time. All right, let's see. So that is about half full of pumpkin. And now we're gonna need a little bit of water. I lied, we need a little more water than 24 ounces. We'll add a little bit of water to the Instant Pot for cooking. All right, now we'll put our lid on, set to seal, and we are going to pressure cook this for 20 minutes. And we will leave that right there while we prepare our onion and chicken stock. Okay, I have got a non-stick skillet here with about 2 tablespoons of butter, because more butter, more better. That's the way I believe. And gonna cut up this onion real quick. There are probably professional ways to cut up an onion, but I don't know them. So we will do the best we can. All right. Now, it doesn't really matter how fine you cut this up, because after a while, we're gonna smooth our soup out. So even if you have some larger chunks, it's not a big deal, because this is all gonna be pretty much blended up into one flavorful soup. Now this is a brand new tube of garlic, and I have no fingernails. I cannot open these things very good at all. If my wife were here right now, she would be laughing at me trying to open this. There we go. I don't have a measurement of garlic. I use about about like that. All right, to the stove. Okay, everybody, I've got these onions cooked where they're just starting to brown, which I think is about perfect. The Instant Pot is up to, well, it finally came to pressure. I've got 19 minutes left. And while that was doing a time lapse, I brought my water to a boil, and I added 3 chicken bouillon cubes to 3 cups of water. Take that out of the microwave. That was boiling when the bouillon went in. And what I typically do here is, I don't know that it makes a whole lot of difference, but it makes it easy for me. It gives me some time to clean up while the pumpkin is still cooking. I will usually just go ahead and add these onions to this chicken broth. There we go. Onions and garlic, that is. I forgot there is some garlic in there. I am no Gordon Ramsay, but things usually turn out pretty good. My wife can vouch for me. Okay, at this point, I don't add any salt just now. Chicken bouillon is full of salt, so we'll add salt at the end if we think we need it. However, I will add quite a bit of black pepper. maybe half a teaspoon, a little bit of this Italian seasoning, just a little, because it's got it's got rosemary and thyme in it, so it goes pretty good with the chicken stock. So a little bit of that, and I really am fond of white pepper. It adds just a nice little heat element, but it's not too much. And I'll put maybe, man, I wish I knew what that, maybe a quarter teaspoon. I gotta start measuring things out if I'm gonna do cooking videos, but I just don't cook that way. I never have. So it's kind of odd for me to be trying to tell people how much of anything to use. I'll give that a little stir. It smells really good. Yeah, and we're gonna leave that. I've got 17 minutes on the Instant Pot, so I will leave you there. I'm gonna go drink a glass of eggnog, because I got nothing better to do today than cook pumpkin soup and drink eggnog. Okay, our pumpkin has cooked in the Instant Pot, and it is extremely tender, just like we want it. Yep, that's what we want to see. First thing I'll do is I'll take my potato masher, and I will go ahead and do this little pre-mashing. Side. And now, since that's done, we will add our chicken broth, onion, garlic, and other seasoning mixture. We'll give this a quick stir. Okay. It is smelling right. And there went the steam on the lens. Awesome. Okay. Now, I will set this aside just for a second. John, you can clip this out if you want. Okay, guys. This can be smoothed out either with, actually, there is a seed. Let's get that out of there. I like that in there. This can be smoothed out with a regular blender, but I find that the easiest way to do this is to use an immersion blender or a stick blender. And if I don't get this seed out this time, I'll use a spoon. Got it. I think it's like a $15 one at Walmart. Pretty cheap. Alright. We're just going to stick this in here. Get this in there. That seems about right. Now, one thing I failed to mention earlier, you can use milk. I like to use heavy whipping cream. I think it gives it a nice edge, a little more creaminess to it. And I don't use a lot. I just maybe 2-3 ounces. I'll just take a regular spoon here. You don't have to use the immersion blender if you don't want to. Just kind of stir that in. This is looking perfect. We're going to give this a taste to see if it needs more salt. Then you need a hair more salt. And I will stick the spoon back in here. It's just me and my wife eating it. She will not care. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Now, if your soup turns out too thin, simply turn the heat on and cook it down a little bit. But that right there is what I would consider perfect. It's smooth, but still has enough texture that it's not too smooth. Yeah, that's it right there. Other options you can do If you really want the full pumpkin effect, you can take your seeds from the pumpkin that you gutted earlier, you can toast them, throw them in, add some crunchy texture if you'd like. I've seen people do that in other recipes. But that is it, guys. I'm going to ladle some up here, and we will take a final look at it on the countertop. Here is our finished product. As you can see, it's a beautiful yellow-orange color. This is a very healthy soup. Other than a couple tablespoons of butter, there's not much in here. You've got chicken broth, you've got onion, and you've got a vitamin A full vegetable. So there is really not a lot of downsides to this recipe. It's very filling. It's delicious, nutritious, and you can make it all winter as long as you have enough pumpkins in stock. Okay, thanks a lot. Hit like and subscribe. Appreciate it.